Welcome to another episode of Comics You've Never Heard of That You Should Probably Know, with the most famous of them all, Wayne Frazier.
The most famous, infamous.
Wayne's not a comic at all. That's the thing.
Very serious.
Yeah.
Always serious.
Yeah. Never. Can't fucking crack a joke out of this guy for nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything is very serious. They do not stop. What's going on, man?
Not much. Wayne is there's a couple clubs in town where you go to the comedy club, you know their bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's one of them. Wayne is the Flappers Comedy Club bartender.
Woohoo!
That was the dream, right? You were a kid. You were like, one day.
I can't even. It's also surreal now. The vivid dreams I had when I was a kid. I'm like, I've got to work at a comedy club, and my dreams do come true. So yeah. No, it's a blast over there. I have a great time. I met people like you. I met so many good people.
Yeah.
Just good, classy people.
Yeah.
So it's actually been it's a blast.
A lot of trashy people too.
It is Burbank. They usually come out right around New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, because everybody's like, this is my get fame. I've killed with my friends at the bar.
Amateur night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they these are the people that don't get out. That an afternoon or a weekend is a weekend at Costco for them.
Yeah.
And that's like, woo, that's going out. Let's buy in bulk. And then they'll go out on what we call it, amateur night in this industry.
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve or Cinco de Mayo is the other one. The other made up. Cinco de Mayo is kind of a made up holiday for America.
Oh yeah.
I think Budweiser created that one. So it's So we see those are when the classy people come out. But the rest of the time it's just trash.
I actually spent a Cinco de Mayo in Mexico.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like it just synced up. Like I didn't even think of it. It just happened to work out. And
was it just like a regular day because it's not a real holiday?
Yeah, it was just like
nobody. Whatever.
Like we were the only ones freaking out about it. We were like, "Woo, Cinco de Mayo,
right.
Mexico."
Everybody else is like, "What? Why are you doing that? What?"
We were like, "Viva la Mexico," and they were like, "Calm down, gringo."
yeah. Isn't it? I think it's in July or August, beginning of August. It's really it's the independence of Mexico, right?
Yeah,
so
like
their independence from
like Cinco de, and we were there in like April, I think.
Yeah. Or 5th of May.
Yeah, that might have been that.
April, 5th of May, somewhere in there.
Right after my best friend got married. That's when I was there.
Well, you're drinking tequila, so you're allowed.
Oh,
forget everything.
I tell you this, I won't drink tequila in America after going to Mexico.
Why?
It's just we're getting the trash tequila here.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even a big tequila guy.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, but like you go down to Mexico. Tequila all day long. Keep it coming.
Just smooth, just
so good.
You ever drink the worm?
Never drank the worm.
Never drank the worm.
Have you ever drank the worm?
No. I did drink the. You remember a drink called Sambuca?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of like a licorice drink, and it's Greek. Make sure I said that right. Don't kill me. And it's they have an espresso bean that's at the bottom of theirs that's been soaking through the whole bottle the whole time. Like it's a real Sambuca. And if you drink that, it's just some kind of like tradition or whatever. But it does nothing to you. I've done that before, and it does nothing to you. You kind of like one espresso bean, you're kind of more of a wide awake drunk if you get that far down the freaking bottle. But the Mexico, the worm, I heard will. Can I mess you up?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I heard it's weird dreams and like unicorns and lollipops.
I heard from what I understand, it's not even a real worm though.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You know,
I'm too
tapeworm,
scared.
Bailey worm, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can talk about a worm, and unless I'm on Survivor, fuck that, man. Give me some regular food. You know.
Dude, I've applied to Survivor just so I could get some exposure.
Well, they're on like season 87 or something like that.
Dude, so
they're
just way
they're
too
almost
far.
as many as The Simpsons. Almost as many episodes of Survivor as The Simpsons. Just
Like where, like cool, but like, is there anywhere else left to go in the world?
I know. I saw that there was something this morning that was like, so and so Ethan did something to so and so and pulled a big surprise on Survivor, and I went, oh my god, the show still is on. It's still on.
Dude, my mom still watches it.
Wow. I don't know anybody that watches it, but it still goes.
Yeah, people.
Now I will watch the Great Race. The what's it called? I think that's it. The Great Race.
Yeah, I think it's called the Great Race.
And I will watch like some of the. Sometimes I'll check that out, like the ending. You know, the last few episodes. Not every time, but that's a fun show to me. That to me is like you're given puzzles. I'm not a reality guy. Reality TV.
I'm not either. But that's all there's out there anymore. It
Right.
seems like.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
We had that span of time that was like 2000 to about 2008 or 10, which was just all reality.
Yeah.
And it just shifts all of television.
Well, it's
watching.
like people just they intake it, and it's so cheap to make.
Well, sure. And what everybody, the regular general public, those that are not in the entertainment business, they of course think that everything is. My God, it's live, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's all scripted.
Yeah, it's all like,
spoiler. All scripted.
Like I started ruining shows for when I started knowing people on shows and stuff. I'm like, this is actually how they did that. My mother was like, "Well, we'll find something else."
Just
I was
devastated.
I was like, "Thank God."
It's incredible. But
I'm not one much for TV to begin with, though. You know what I mean?
Not like I used to be. I used to be hooked. There's so many shows out there now. How do you keep up?
I don't know. I did start the new, because I knew you were a fan of the first season. I did just start the second season of Lost in Space.
Oh, okay.
Have you
got it in the queue? I haven't watched the second season.
You haven't dived into it yet?
Not the second season. I watched the first
I didn't think they were going to bring it back.
Thought it was done.
I thought so too.
And then I think what happened was Sci-Fi offered to buy it. I think. Now I could be wrong, but I know Sci-Fi's attached to it now. Sci-Fi channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And some reason it was going to go there, and all of a sudden it went to Netflix first. So it's something to do with Sci-Fi helped, I think, bring it back. So that's pretty cool, though.
Well, thank God.
It's interesting. It's an interesting show, man. It's kind of fun.
The original was actually my mother's. Speaking of my mother and her horrible taste in television. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, Dr. Smith and the whole crew, huh?
Yeah. Like when she was a kid, that was her shit.
Oh, syndication. We used to watch that and Gilligan's Island and all that stuff, and
I tried
Addams Family and Munsters.
Addams Family. Like I think Addams Family still holds up.
Okay, when I say Addams, I was more Munsters. I like the Munsters. I wasn't.
Munsters was good.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge Addams Family. I guess of those shows in the morning, I guess we're all over the place. I'm just talking. Gilligan has to be my favorite. I love that show.
I haven't seen.
Hilarious.
No, it's a great show. I haven't seen a lot of episodes.
Oh, I just seen like every episode like 1,000 times.
Really?
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, that was like, because there wasn't all these cable stations,
Mm-hmm.
But it's facts. It's true, people.
My daughter will never know.
There's not all that stations.
My daughter will never know the struggle of having only 20 channels and paying for those 20 channels.
Yeah.
And being like, there's absolutely nothing.
And still can't find anything. Putting. My dad used to put like it's different aluminum foil.
Oh, the bunny ears?
The bunny ears and all that, trying to get the reception.
Dude, I remember when we lived in North Dakota, I remember my dad crawling up on the roof. How is it?
Yeah, it's yelling it down there. Just don't move, son. Stay up there on the roof. We got it. Game will be over in a couple hours. Don't quit moving. Stop. wasn't the dad going up; it was the son. Dad was watching the game.
I think we caught on.
Yeah, Dad was watching the game. Screw that.
So, and speaking of TV shows and movies and stuff, you're an actor.
I am.
That's your trade. Fun fact about Wayne. Wayne was actually in one of my all-time favorite music videos, and I didn't even realize that was you.
It was a young chitlin, very young, very young. Yeah, Sawyer Brown video called "This Time."
No, I'm talking about Chris Ledoux.
Oh, the Chris Ledoux video. Oh, okay, yeah.
$5 fine.
$5 fine. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, if you haven't seen, it's great. You can watch this guy just eating eggs. Oh my god, that must have been.
That was such a fun shoot. Let me tell you about that. Well, Chris Ledoux, rest in peace. He died several years back. A few years after we did the video, actually. It wasn't long after.
When did you guys do that video?
2000, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. And he died pretty close.
Yeah. He didn't make it far into the 2000s.
No, he didn't. Super tall guy, classic country music. You know, we shot this in Nashville. And by the way, shout out to everybody in Nashville. I know, oh my God, family and friends there from the tornadoes, just horrible. Yeah. So
I hope you guys are all right.
We're keeping our thoughts and prayers to you. We shot this video, and just the nicest guy in the world. Oh, you know,
I got to meet him. Actually,
you did get to meet him.
I did get to. Well, he was like he was right down in Wyoming, you know.
Yeah.
And he was
great musician.
Yeah. Like probably the best known like rodeo country singer.
Rodeo, yeah, that's kind of what he's known as.
Yeah.
Rodeo, old school rodeo.
Yeah. You know, he like before he was famous for anything, for like bronc riding or music, like his parents were like, why don't you go? You're pretty good at singing. Why don't you go walk up and down that street in Nashville and go talk to some of those record execs? Which is exactly what he did. And the record execs were like, you know, you're pretty good, like, but you got to quit singing about rodeo.
Well, yeah, time would change, I guess. They didn't want that old school. The music's changing, the industry.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the, even though Willie Nelson, those guys are still around. You okay?
Yeah. I'm just fetching something.
Well, fetch it over there. Chris Ledoux, that was great on the set of the video there. There was a scene where we were supposed to break into a bar fight. Oh,
God, that's so fun.
And the director who I'd worked with before, I actually worked with him on that Sawyer Brown video I was talking about earlier. They were like, I don't know, how do we figure out this scene and all that? And at the time, it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge Indiana Jones fan, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, you know, fight scenes. I always wanted to do a fight scene, hear that thud,
I've never wanted a fight scene. What I've always wanted is a good sword fight scene.
Oh, that would be fun too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even if I'm the one that gets killed, I don't give a shit.
Never did a sword fight, no. But so we're sitting there, you know, and talking and stuff, and I said, what if I'm standing there, and Chris comes behind me, and he taps me on the shoulder, but then when I turn around to punch him, he ducks, and I end up hitting one of the like saloon guys, bar patrons, and he gets pissed, and he gets up, and then they start attacking me, and it starts the whole big fight. And they're like, "This is perfect." So I got my scene where I'm looking, and I was like, all right, somebody's messing with me. And I did the whole thing, and then turned around and did the punch, and Chris ducks, and it was just, and from that point on, it was like, Chris was like, all right, what should we do like next? It was like the camaraderie. Like, I was in, he goes, this guy's smart, he knows what he's doing, you know, and because he was a singer, you know, he was doing videos. But it was great, man. And they used that, and that, I always have that for that video. So
it's such a fun video too. And then the little I'm not gonna surprise it for you. You guys should definitely just get on YouTube, look up $5 fine for whining, Chris Ledoux, but the cameo at the end, like who's Because like it's all through like a first person perspective.
I think we can say it. It's a spoiler. I think we can say it after all this time. It was Garth Brooks.
It was Garth Brooks. Yeah.
But I had my first acting gig. One of my first ever acting gigs was in Garth Brooks' video.
Oh, really?
And at first it was all done in a bar, in a saloon and everything. Got to meet him, nice guy and everything like that.
I've never met Garth Brooks.
And it ended up where I guess something happened. We did this whole video the whole day, whatever, like, and then it ended up being a concert video. So it never did get the air, but
that sucks.
It was pretty cool. And then obviously when you start getting to meet people in the industry, he remembered me from a few years back. So it was cool to see him for a few minutes, and so it's always nice, man. It's pretty cool when you get to meet some of the people, and they're humble just like you are. There's nothing worse than meeting your icon, your person. What if I had said, of course I do, was a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? What if I had said that? That would have ruined your concept of him. So
well, I'd met him too, and I'd have been like, no, he's not. He's a good guy.
Right.
And then we'd have our own fight scene.
But right. But we do that, and it sucks. I hate that when someone they get too big.
That's why I won't introduce myself to Rob Schneider. I've seen Rob Schneider.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen him all around town.
Mm-hmm.
I hear he's just a dick, so I'm like, I'm just gonna live with the memories.
I never met him. I met Chris Kattan, but Rob Schneider, because they were on at the same time in SNL, and I was working at a club before Flappers. I know. My dream of working at a comedy club just started at the John Lovitz Comedy Club.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Universal City Walk. Hi, John. Terrible impersonation, but
it's pretty good if you ask me.
But I got to meet some people there, and I met Rob did a show, but I never met him. I met Chris, but I didn't meet him. They're always in the same.
I actually opened for Chris Kattan.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean he was nice enough to let me take like more than one picture with him and stuff. There were some things that disappointed me. I'm not gonna smear his name or anything.
Sure.
But like it wasn't all I thought it like. But like I can say though, like he wasn't a dick.
Okay.
Like he wasn't a dick. He was a nice.
What was Schneider just mean to you or what?
No, I won't introduce myself to Schneider.
Okay.
Because like I've just heard he's just.
Okay.
And so like.
So you don't know on personal hand.
I don't know on personal.
So he be great, and that's all hearsay.
It could be, but I just don't want to. On the off chance that like it's true,
ruins your concept of Schneider.
Because like I love all the Adam Sandler movies,
right.
Especially Big Daddy. Like you give him all the easy ones.
right.
I don't want to ruin that.
I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I guess yeah. Keep him on that pedestal for the
yeah.
Tell you.
And like, I remember the first time I saw him. I actually wasn't living here yet. I was at the Hollywood Improv, and my buddy Holly's like. Rob Schneider's behind.
You have a buddy Holly?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Buddy
Holly. He did the podcast, actually.
Okay. Did you call him Buddy Holly?
I did not.
You're my buddy Holly. I don't know. It's great. Just in there for those of you at home.
But he goes, Rob Schneider's behind you. I turned around. Oh, yeah, there he is.
And that was it. I'm keeping away. I'm not talking.
Well, like, I noticed just, like, how short he was.
Yeah? Shorter than me?
I think
I'm like 5'5".
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like, here's the thing, though. Like, if you Google him...
5'6", Hollywood.
If you Google him, I think it says, like, he's 5'7" or something. Mm-hmm. And me and my friend are like, oh, he doctored. Let's Google.
Yeah. Well, I heard that,
I'm saying 5'1".
Really?
Yeah, he's short, man.
Okay, all right.
He is a short dude.
Of course, you're a tall guy, though.
Yeah,
everybody's...
Like, I dwarf a lot of people.
Yeah, as I say, it's not like... When I was in the Chris Ledoux video, I was at his waist. You know what I mean? That was a big guy. But I all my life, so it didn't matter, man. Powerful stuff in these short bodies.
But actually, that's surprising. It's always real weird to me, like how tall Chris Ledoux was, because he was world champion saddle bronc rider, and that like rodeos a little dudes like guys your size, like they make great radios. Yeah, they make great. And like so, like the fact that he was a world champion, that says a lot, like about his ability to rodeo.
And you think, they just get a pounding on those horses. I mean, they're just getting the shit beat out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like just compressing their back. So Chris said he was probably he was probably like 8 feet tall. He did rodeo. He was kind of like
I think
6'6".
you're just really short.
That was me. I did. I was 6'7", and I did rodeo, and it just compressed my body. So I decided to quit for a while. And,
You're originally from Boston, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I am. Beantown. Go Celts.
And you're originally from Boston. Frazier, is that an Irish name? That doesn't sound very
Frazier,
Irish.
I did some research on that a few years back. After my dad had passed away in 2012, I did some research on our family little name stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And at first, it was Frazier, thinking it was French. That's all I was saying.
In the old country it was Frazier.
Frazier is what we thought it was, but then I started doing some more research, and which I thought was more on the on the Irish Catholic side or what have you. Frazier was Celtic, and so it was a Scottish name, but spelled Fraser.
Oh, so there was no Z.
Right, mine's Frazier. And they'd said that through the years, the names, the spelling just changes and all that. I found I was more Scottish than anything. Went out and bought a kilt. Wearing it now, no underwear. Freebirding it.
I'm very nervous.
I'm in your chair. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool finding that out on that side.
I'm very Irish, but like our last name's Czech. And in the old country, it's Dolzal. Dolzal.
Dolzal.
Dolzal.
Ooh, sounds like something from Ghostbusters. Dolzal. Dolzal. This is where you do that.
But here in America, we pronounce it Dolezal.
Dolezal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, do you like practice much on that side of your heritage, or you're just like whatever?
I'm just like whatever.
Yeah. St. Patty's coming up, just like
I'm Irish. Woo!
Yeah, there you go. I got another. Speaking of whiskey, there you go. Too early for me, peeps. I love my whiskey.
It's Jameson. You love Jameson.
I do love Jameson, but not at 9 in the morning.
It's past noon. It's
almost noon. Yes. Not quite ready yet.
Well, I'm not going to get into it. We were supposed
Rob
to have
Schneider
beer.
was supposed to be here, wasn't he?
Rob Schneider was supposed to be here so we could set the beers on his head.
So you were going to have beer, but you decided, oh, well, hell, fuck it. I'm out of beer, so whiskey. Went right to the... Next time I come over, I'll do the show, we'll have some whiskeys beforehand. And we'll really let loose.
Oh my god. So what's the movie you're looking forward to in 2020, Wayne?
Anyone that I'm starring in. Amy Hollywood. Gosh. Well, I just read today that they pushed the James Bond movie the date back a little bit because of the coronavirus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because people are afraid of, which they may cancel the Olympics. They may, they're doing all sorts of stuff right now. Scared of that.
Cancel the Olympics?
Yeah. Movies. Gosh, what is coming out this year?
The new Bill and Ted. Ted's
okay,
coming out.
All right, okay. But then, that's when you're kind of skeptical because I wanted Anchorman to be so good. And Anchorman 2 is just not up to par.
Here's the thing.
It's funny, but not up to par.
Here's the thing. And I'm gonna catch so much flack for this.
All right.
I've never liked Anchorman. Like, even the original.
If I could, I would have. Are you kidding?
I find it so stupid.
Every minute of that movie is fucking hilarious. The more you watch it, the funnier it gets.
I couldn't, my first time, I couldn't even finish it. I was like,
really?
This is fucking
This
asinine.
is total blasphemy. Chair, stand your side of the table. Podcast now will be all one-sided.
But no, I could not get into that fucking movie.
I don't see how. It's absolutely one of the funniest. It's like saying Austin Powers wasn't funny.
Dude, you don't like Willow, though.
Oh, well, that explains it. Why'd I know that was going to come up?
I don't know. How do you? This is a great. Dude, I was back in Montana like a couple months ago, and me and my cousin were flipping through Disney Plus, and we were
Willow was on.
Yeah, we were like, and my cousin's like, "Oh, I haven't watched Willow in forever." I was like, "Fucking fired up, baby."
I am so sorry.
Dude, that's Val Kilmer's. It's one of his best movies. One of his best movies. You kidding me? I feel better.
I couldn't even name a scene from that movie. That's how bad. And when you told me you were watching it again, I tried to turn it on Disney Plus, and I watched like the starting credits, and I went, "No,
Really?
no." It absolutely horrendous movie.
What?
Absolutely one of the worst movies ever.
You're the only person who's seen, because like not a lot of people have actually seen that
exactly,
movie.
and there's a reason for
Oh,
there's a reason why people go, "Oh, Willow." Sorry.
But
no offense, George. You did pretty good in some other films, but Willow, you did not.
George, don't fucking listen to this blasphemous little leprechaun.
Fucking Willow. Jesus.
That was an amazing. That was a triumphant film. It was a triumph.
Academy Award.
It should have.
Sure.
Like at least for like costume design.
Oh, sure. Did so well at the box office. I'm sure.
It did not.
And how many people saw it? Exactly.
But everybody I know who's seen it, except for you, loves that movie.
Well, all right. But you don't like Anchorman. Heard it here first.
I will say this. I do like the fight scenes in Anchorman.
Yeah,
those are ridiculous and
great. He's got a trident. It's funny. I love that. But as far as movies for this year, I don't even know what else is coming out besides.
The Black Widow movie's coming out.
That looks pretty good.
That looks pretty good. I thought we were done with her. Honestly.
Yeah, I did too. I just really can't. There's no besides that. There's no other real big superhero movies. I don't think. I can't think of anything that is really like I have to see.
Oh, I need to go. I need to see Wendy. I need to see that.
Wendy, what is that?
It's like the new take on Peter Pan.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, when's that coming out?
I'm not sure when. Like I thought it was already out, but like I just found out about it recently.
Okay.
No, it was like I love the story of Peter Pan.
Sure.
Like I love the story.
I actually just read that. I read it, but watched that movie again, the Disney version. It's very dated, but it's cool.
It's very like I was actually watching it the other night, and I was like, "You couldn't do this shit no more."
Right, yeah. Isn't that strange how that there's stuff back in cartoons and that were different that no way you get away with now. Everybody's so sensitive now, so
sensitive.
Can't really do it.
And but that movie in particular, like I was like, wow, I'm surprised they're even streaming this movie. Especially with the image Disney's trying to put out right now. You know what I mean?
Well, they've edited a bunch of stuff. Like I turned on Splash the other day just because I hadn't seen Splash in forever. Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, and it first thing came on, and this is on the streaming Disney Plus channel. It goes, this film has been cut and modified to fit the screen into for content, and I was like, why are you cutting content on a streaming service that we're paying for? We should be able to watch the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like intact.
Yeah.
Like don't modify. Even modifying it for the screen, I don't think they have to do that shit anymore, do they? Unless it's regular TV, like ABC, CBS.
Yeah, I think that's the only.
I don't think so.
Because all TVs are fit widescreen.
Yeah. If it wasn't for and I was like, okay, so are they all like that? And a lot of those movies are. Like
really?
They've edited and fixed them, and I was like, apparently they did something in Star Wars too. They re-edited a scene. The Greedo scene is even different than before. There's something different about that, is what I heard too.
What is Han finally shooting first again, or what?
I think they tried, but it's like, I don't know, like an Ewok comes out and screams and bloody murder, and then all of a sudden just starts chopping people to bits, and
and then you realize you're not watching Star Wars.
Yeah. Ben's having an affair with the big hammerhead guy in the corner, making out, and dogs and cats living together. It just gets crazy.
It's just sheer madness.
They've redone the whole fucking movie. And it's another director's cut, but no. It's just stupid. But it just pisses me off that they would do that, though. Like, why are we fucking paying for that shit?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, check it out. What would be solid is if they would just totally edit and modify Willow. So all you see is a blank screen.
Go fuck yourself, Wayne.
So that's it. So, the best version of Willow ever.
I love that. As a kid, I still stand by it. You know, it's a tough movie to stand by, but because I'm such a fan, I still.
Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. So hard to watch a movie without Don Knotts. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
What was I gonna... Oh, Ninja Turtles 3.
Ninja Turtles 3.
Back in Time.
3. Was that like, Corey Feldman and all them doing the voices?
Yeah.
The original guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they go back in time to ancient Japan, even though they're in New York City.
Oh, I wish I'd seen that episode. I happen to miss that one. So you think that's the worst movie ever?
Out of the Ninja Turtle movies, for sure. It goes original, and then I'm really torn. I'm really torn by the reboot original,
okay,
or the second one. It's one of those two goes next, and then whichever one goes next, the other one's after it.
Right, sure.
And then the sequel to the reboot. Then it's definitely Ninja Turtles 3.
Okay.
Back in Time.
Okay. I'm glad I did the show. I've got so much information on that now. The Ninja Turtles stuff. That's great.
I love Ninja Turtles. Oh my god.
I don't have any problem with Ninja Turtles. I like pizza. I like turtles. I like no problem with it.
I like turtles being ninjas.
Turtles doing pizza and doing ninjas. I don't know where you would go with that one. Holy shit.
That might have came out.
Yeah, that's in the edit mode. Can you put that in the edit mode? Like, I don't know where Turtles doing pizza.
Like, Mom, what are we watching?
In Japan.
I actually have a Ninja Turtles tattoo.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh shit! Oh wow!
From the original movie poster.
Oh shit!
But I kind of regret it now. I don't regret putting the Ninja Turtles on me.
Uh-huh.
I just wish I would have put the entire poster on my back, though.
Oh, wow.
Like the full thing with like New York City in the background and everything, the turtles coming up out
Ooh,
of the
that would
sewer.
have cost a heavy penny.
Oh, but it'd been so worth it.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I might still do it.
I only got one tattoo. It's a sleeve. It's like a sleeve.
Really?
It's like one tattoo. It's like a band up here. But I never, I kind of want to get it colored in and, it's
Why
colored,
don't you?
colored, but I just haven't.
It's not, you want
It's
to,
not
but
number one priority. I don't think about it, you know what I mean?
It's not that important to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some people, tat up and that, and it's, to each his own. I was just watching James Gordon show, and Eliza Schlesinger and Mark Wahlberg were the guests, because they did a movie that's coming out, I guess, on Netflix this week.
Okay.
And they were the guests, and Wahlberg, used to have a shit ton of tattoos.
He doesn't anymore?
He had them all removed.
What?
Yeah. All his tattoos. He said it took almost 10 years to get it done. Especially because he said it hurt like 20 times worse than like getting them done. It's getting them taken off. And James was like, why did you have them taken off? Isn't that supposed to mean something? He goes, means something to, I guess, and then I turned in my 40s and had my kids and stuff, I guess. I didn't want that anymore. It's time to, for him, it's time to grow up or whatever. Like, but,
It only took 40 years.
It only took 40 years. But some people, don't need to have tattoos in their 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, grandma, and it's just covered in sleeves. Like, who is that? Yeah, there's certain, but I don't have any problems with tattoos. I think it's,
I had Don Brody on a couple weeks ago, and she was, I was just telling her, I don't know if you've heard about this, but I'm going to get after I die, I'm going to get myself skinned. I'm going to make my daughter keep my tattoos.
Okay. Please help me. Please help me. 911, please. I'm in the garage of a psycho. He's gonna skin me alive. Help me.
I'm not even gonna skin myself. What are you talking about?
You're gonna get your tattoos.
Have you heard of this?
No. I have not heard of this.
You can get yourself skinned. There's a company that will skin your tattoos off of you and then frame them and present them to your family as works of art.
I don't even know what to say on that one. Honey, what was this poster of? Oh, that's one of my great movie posters, Gone with the Wind. Oh, what's that next to it? Oh, that's just my dad's skin. I think it was it was the Turtles. It was the Ninja Turtles. It was that one. It's nice frame. Wow, really? That is see, nothing surprises me anymore. That
right?
Did surprise me. I gotta take it back. That did surprise me. I've never fucking heard of that in my life.
You
Skinning off your tattoos and putting in a frame.
Uh-huh.
Now I have heard of the cremating somebody and then making it into like
a ring or something.
A ring or a necklace or a brooch or a pterodactyl but I've never heard and I thought that was kind of odd too, like but people feel like, oh well, I'm always carrying a piece of my mom around with me. I'm like, I don't think that's whatever.
My buddy wears his wife actually.
Does he really?
He does.
On a ring?
On a ring.
Wow. See, that's, I don't know, to me that's...
And then he wants
you get a picture when you go home. Like, oh, that's my wife. That was my ex-wife, or whatever.
And then he wants the same thing to happen to him, and he wants his son to put them, like, he wants both of their jewels put, like, in the eye of, like, a skull ring. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and then my son will wear the family jewels. I'm like, oh, boy.
Oh, that didn't sound right. Where the family jewels come from. Wow. Okay, all right. That's kind of that's kind of odd. So it's gonna be a mural, like all your skin. Wouldn't that stink? Wouldn't that smell though?
I don't know how they do this.
Well, you wouldn't care because you're dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Unless you do it when you're alive. Son, I want you to have my arm. There you go. Enjoy. Bring that out real quick for you. But yeah, I know. There's so many things with that are just odd to me. In so many ways. Like serial killer odd.
I'll be dead though. Like I'll already be dead when they're skinning.
But who's the guy the guy that went, a good idea. Let's take that tattoo off of a dead man and put it in a frame. We'll sell millions. This will be great. But first we must practice on somebody. Call somebody with a tattoo and bring them to the garage. You gotta.
I didn't think of that.
You gotta practice. You gotta figure it out. Down there in the garage. This won't hurt maybe a little bit.
You're gonna scream.
That's crazy, man. You can have my
Oh boy.
Thank
good.
you, buddy.
Yeah.
Your rain check. Yeah. So I'm glad we've covered a lot today.
We still got some time.
Okay.
So do you have any acting projects coming up or anything? I know you had the movie, which by the way, fuck you for fucking over Wayne that way.
Thank
Go
you.
fuck yourselves. Wayne's too good of an actor fucking treat that way.
Yeah.
You put your shit on fucking hold.
I was on hold for this guy. Yeah, I had a really bad Hollywood experience this past year. Back in July, I was offered a pretty hefty sum to do a movie, and he was a mutual friend at the same time. And before I go into much more of that, because right now I won't go too much into it right now.
Yeah.
No, whatever. But anyway, the picture, he made it, but did it without me. And in the long run, after everything I went through with this very narcissistic man, it was like for some reason somebody's watching over me, because it's like you got out of it.
Yeah.
You got out of it, and as much as it hurt and it stung and it sucks, got out of it. It was a role of a lifetime. It was really cool. But now that I know how everything went,
did it flop? I hope it fucking.
Well,
flopped.
I don't know. I guess they shot it. Not my business. It's how it is. You just move on.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Well, I hope it fucking flopped.
Thank you. It took its sting, man. So I've taken a few months to regroup, get myself still kind of working on it, get myself where I want to be in this industry. For actors and people in the industry, those that aren't in the industry, 99% of the time we get the answer no.
Yeah.
Slap in our face. Don't slam in your face. No.
I think Kevin Hart that was like, for 19 years, people were like, no. Yeah. And you have to create one hell of a shell around your body, and then keep your confidence level and your ability to. You still got to be like, no, I'm on the right track here. I'm not wasting my fucking time.
Right. And for the love and the perseverance and the love of the business and all that. So, just taking a little. Actually, I've rebuilt my career so many times the last 20 years that this is a time for me, Wayne Frazier, to kind of take a step back and go, all right, where do I want to go? Now, not to say I didn't just stop everything. I actually have been writing an animated series, which we're almost finished. Me and my friend Rob, we're almost finished his concept. Rob Cisneros is his name. And he works for some animated company that does a lot of they draws and stuff like that. So I've seen some of the concept art, which is incredible for this.
Cool.
So that's like almost done with the first draft, and man, it looks it feels good. So I've been that part of the creative, doing that, and then kind of figuring that stuff out, Jer.
Yeah.
That's really. Would I love to be in set? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All the time.
We all would.
But right now it's just kind of in reset mode, which is all right.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to reset.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about this. Like, here's the thing. After I did my first comedy festival, I came in dead last. I mean, I had a ton of fun. I did great, but I came in dead last, and I said to myself, "What am I doing wrong? Why did I come in?" Of course,
you question yourself.
And it was actually at that point I stopped what I was talking about. I was like, all right, I'm only going to talk about me and my life and the jokes. Ever since I did that, like once I got like real personal and stopped doing like observational stuff and stuff, the laughs were just so much better.
It's great. That's what they say. They always say, write what you know. And who better to know Jer than Jer, so take your comedy. I've seen this guy at the club. Hilarious, man.
Thank
Jer,
you.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Just stories, just say, and it's personal, but you elude such a confidence up there and such an air of I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. This is just who I am, whatever. And you're very nonchalant with it, and it shows, and it exudes an absolute sense of professionalism. It's really a pleasure to watch you, man.
Thank you. And sometimes when we're there at the club, let's face it, we are ear raped. We are ear raped against our will.
We do hear things. I have heard some stuff on those open mics that you not worth repeating.
Yeah. Were you there the night Winter kicked that guy out for...
Which one? The one that got naked on the stage?
No. This guy was... He's like, this is why black people suck. And, like, she gave him, like, way more time than he needed. And we were like, okay, where's this going? And but there was no punchline. It was just like a list of like reasons not to like black people.
What gives this guy a right to be to feel like, oh, it's the First Amendment, my First Amendment rights, I can go and do stand-up comedy and be a racist? I don't understand that concept. That is not a right for you to give you that stage to do say those kind of things.
I don't know. And like she waited for it like to be funny too. We all did. We're like, okay, where's he going with this?
Never did.
He never did. He just kept like listing things, and finally Winter goes, get the fuck out of here. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever come back to my open mic ever again.
Good. Good for her.
Yeah, I was like fucking
Good for her. That's insane.
Yeah, and if he hadn't, I probably would have escorted him out.
Yeah, I mean, you have rights to say stuff and to each his own or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think that gives you the springboard to just fucking go up and be racist and be a dick and just total.
Especially like if you're still doing open mics and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And which we've seen a lot that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Like
it's an art.
It
is.
Else. It is an art, and like a lot of people don't understand the concept of what a punchline is.
Right.
They're like, oh, I told the story at the bar. It's gonna kill.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then they get up there and like, why isn't anybody?
Well, I mean, you're a stand-up. You know, I remember when I dabbled in it. I didn't have the couth enough to talk about things that you do. You know, personal things to make it like that. I did characters and stuff, and it just didn't work when I first started in the business.
Yeah.
But I know that you can go. It's as simple as going to a class and going, okay, what is just the right way to operate a microphone?
Yeah.
With a stand, there's an art to that.
Yeah.
Like everything you do up there is a motion. I mean, obviously the pros like Jim Gaffigan and those guys, they make it look as if they're going off the cuff.
Yeah.
But everything's there. You know, some are
and that's
wing it. You know, Jeff Garland will wing it, but
Jeff Garland, like, he's another one I won't introduce myself to because, like, I see him at the club and I see how he acts.
He's always been fine with me.
Well, that's the thing, and that's another thing. I hear mixed reviews.
Yeah.
I hear so many, but he plays my favorite character on my favorite sitcom.
The Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the character Murray.
Yeah, he's great. Takes his pants off. Yeah. I love Murray. He's great.
And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna introduce myself to him.
Just let it go.
I'm just gonna keep this for me.
There you go.
So you've done the music. You started your acting career in Nashville, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Or not your music career, your acting
my
career.
Music career.
How's the band doing?
I was doing rodeo music for a while there. I just was playing this new instrument. It's called the skin flute. No.
Maybe you shouldn't have given me your whiskey.
Yeah, that's it. I started, went to college in Nashville, Middle Tennessee State University. Go Blue Raiders. And
that school's so small, I've never heard of it.
It's big now. It's bigger now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's getting there. But as I graduated in mass communications, radio, television, I wasn't sure the path I wanted to do. I did photography for a year. That was kind of cool.
That's cool.
And I met a friend of mine, and he said, "Man," he said, "you're so funny, blah blah, or whatever. You should try acting, get in, whatever." So I was like, "Yeah, what the hell?" And so I did this very. It's called the. Is that The Voyage? Was that the first one? God, I think it was called The Voyage. Maybe that's the second one. Just this gentleman wrote these short films or whatever. Films, but they were independent films.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gave me a shot at acting with this other guy, and I fucking loved it, and was like, going, yeah, because I've always loved to be entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
I did Macbeth and that when I was in right after high school and did summer stock and all that. And I played Macbeth, and I did different characters in plays all throughout like high school and college and high school and junior high and that.
See, I always wanted to do that, but I didn't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I was like, no, I'm the athlete.
Right, sure.
You gotta shove these guys in their lockers.
Yeah, you gotta be that. See, you were a bully.
I wasn't really a bully. Like, I never shoved anybody in a locker. Actually, funny story.
Would you have, if we were in high school together, would you have thrown me in a locker, you think?
Probably not. I think you and me probably would have been friends, honestly.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
But, like, I have no idea, like, who you were in high school, though. I was very much.
I was voted most friendliest, and I was the president of my class. So.
Really?
Yeah.
See. I never. Like, it was suggested to me I should run for student council, but I was like, nah, I'm good.
Made great grades, but I got along with everybody. It was fun. It was like, I wish I would have played baseball. Everybody said I should have been a wrestler because I got a stocky body.
You do have it. I think you would have. I think you would have been a good wrestler.
Would have been a wrestler, yeah. But there was something about that at that time. I was like, I'd rather not be like, you know, rolling around on the floor in a mat, you know.
Oh,
like
dude,
fucking...
it was so fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, there was a lot of family pressure.
Yeah. But I did sports earlier, and then kind of just got into the acting scene and just kind of went from there. And one thing led to another. Got great agents back Nashville, and that helped me go on. Did a lot of videos and pieces in some movies, this and that. So it's
nice.
Been a fun ride.
Yeah. Like I was saying, if you need to check out the $5 fine for whining video, watch this guy eat eggs, punch somebody way bigger than him. Because like your whole thing in that thing is like you're supposed to be like this uptight, nervous businessman.
Kind of like Drew Carey. Like,
yeah,
you kind of old school Drew Carey though.
Yeah, that's exactly what they had you as.
Yeah.
But like, turns out like you're this fearless like firecracker dude. Like who's just like, I'm down for whatever.
That was a fun role, man. That was a blast. I had a great time with that one. I had a great time with most of those videos. I mean, there's nothing like being on set, man. It's just, I'll never forget one time doing a commercial we shot. I believe it was Western Sizzling Restaurant. I had to deal with them for a couple of years, and we do certain radio spots and we do video commercials or whatever. And one of them, they took us out to Colorado, and which is beautiful. I love Colorado. It was right there. They had, I guess it was a friend of somebody from the set, had a ranch up there, and it was up in the mountains a little bit.
Oh,
so
nice.
we would travel up there, and it was supposed to be the Christmas commercial for the restaurant.
So it's a big budget thing.
Me and the guy, Danny Vincent, who's a great actor. We were partners and cowboys, and our whole thing was like we had to travel through this really bad storm in the snow and horses. And then we got to the final destination,
and it was a sizzler.
It was like and everything was like, Merry Christmas, pal. You know, we made it, like type thing. Oh, like hugs and no. And it was you know, that one teardrop, bing, and and the thing is before I got the part for that one, they said, do you know how to ride a horse?
And you were like, of course.
And I said, well, you know I do. Absolutely, no problem.
And you did not.
I had a friend that had a horse ranch that of course I got the part and everything. I was like, all right, cool. So I took a couple of Sundays and we would just kind of ride around, and then I got to know like how to do it and all that. It was a regular sized horse, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
So we get to Colorado and we get in the set. We're getting ready to shoot the thing, and I get off the bus, you know, to where the set is and everything, and up in the mountains and all that. And this fucking horse was the size of a fucking bantha, man.
What kind of horse was it? Was it a Clydesdale?
I don't know. but everything in me is big. That thing was fucking massive, and I was like, it was like one of those moments where you go, okay, great, and then you go, oh shit. And it just kept going. I literally had to use a ladder to get on the horse. There's no way. I couldn't even get my foot up to get in the freaking thing to try to get up there.
You're just like, just picture you like getting the saddle and just
Just
slide
go
to the side.
holding on the side and shit. So, long story short, we had to go, and there was a guide for us, holding the horses there was this big open area where the camera was down at the bottom of this kind of crevice. This whole open area was all fresh snow, probably about maybe 2.5, 3 feet deep,
Okay.
right? Fresh. Well, they wanted the shot where we're coming in, so you couldn't see any of the tracks. You know what I mean? They wanted it where you didn't think it was all like we were just doing a one-time shot. We got one shot at this to ride the horses across.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go up kind of a side of the mountain and come around, and then come back and set up. So we're going up the side of the mountain there, and my buddy Danny's horse is a little bit further up on the side of the mountain than my horse, and the guide, who was, he was having a hard time guiding because he's, it's 2 or 3 feet, so he's trying to jump in. And Danny's horse slips.
Oh no!
And he goes, whoosh, and it starts coming towards me, and I'm like, I don't know how to. What am I?
Yeah.
All I know is I giddy up and stop, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because that's what I learned. Stop and go, and help me off. And this thing comes flying down sideways, and it slams into me and my horse. And the guy gets it, and he gets it, but it crushed my knee, man. It sucked. Yeah. So you got my horse and my knee here, and then this thing. Fucking, ton of animal flesh is snapping into your knees. So that was my stunt injury. I got on that, but we ended up going down. It was fine. We got the shot and everything, but it was like.
What happened to your knee? I'm just like, what?
It was fine. It was a little swollen or whatever. It was fine.
Okay.
It was so cold you didn't think about it. but the whole thing is all you actors out there, don't lie about riding horses. If you don't know how to. I'm just kidding. Whatever you want. Have fun.
This is serious.
Yeah, serious. Yeah, do not lie.
All right, so we got a couple minutes. Usually, you're the first non-comic guest I've ever had. So usually,
and this is the first episode. And scene.
Usually, what I ask somebody is, what advice would you give somebody to pursue who wants to pursue stand-up comedy as a
I'll
career?
give you advice for that one.
Well, just
be funny.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to be in the industry as a career?
Okay, in
any portion of the industry.
Well,
like on the artistic side.
On the artistic side.
On the artistic.
Actors, writers.
Yeah.
Stand up, musicians.
Yeah.
What advice? Man, if you want it bad enough, when you're doing it, it's not work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
much fun.
So my motto's always been perseverance. Stay with it. If you want it bad enough, you'll know.
Yeah.
Just because I'm taking a break doesn't mean I'm not going back in. I'm just taking a break. You know what I mean? I was on a break. Where's Rachel? But yeah, no, man. Persevere, man. Keep your head straight. Keep tall. Be humble.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Be nice to everybody.
Be nice. Yeah. Don't burn the bridges.
Yeah.
It does happen. You do come across some fucking assholes. Trust me. Just been through it. But it doesn't stop. Doesn't matter how old, how young, or whatever. They're out there. But just be smart.
Yeah.
Be smart. Persevere. And enjoy it, man. That's what it's all fucking there to do. Enjoy yourself. Have fun.
Yeah. Well, Wayne, thank you so much for doing this.
Man, I had a pleasure.
And real quick, before we get going, do you want to share like any of your social media handles or anything like that?
Instagram at Wayne Frazier Act, and then just Wayne Frazier Oh, and my old podcast I used to do for years, radio show called Hollywood Close-Up is still on. You can still get that on iTunes, and I did that show with one of my best friends in the world, Natalie Lipka. She's awesome. Shout out to you. I think you met Natalie.
Maybe.
Yeah. The greatest partner you could ever have, man. We write together. We do all sorts of stuff. It's great to have an accountability buddy in this business, in this industry. And she is tip-top #1. But yeah, Hollywood Close-Up, Wayne Frazier Act on Instagram. And yeah, hopefully see you at the next gig.
See you at the movies, kids. All right, thanks, Wayne.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it.
All right. Until next time, guys.